Hello and good evening, everyone. Today I'm here to talk about living for God's glory. I'm going to read Haggai chapter 1, verse 2 to 4 for our opening verses. Thus speak the Lord of hosts, saying, These people say, The time is not come, the time that the Lord's house should be built. Then came the word of the Lord by Haggai, the prophet, saying, Is it time for you, O ye, to dwell in your shield houses, and this house waste here? People of Israel are experiencing a time that they have been gone back to Jerusalem, they have been gone back to the land of Israel with the order of King Cyrus that they had to rebuild the Jerusalem temple. King Cyrus has already declared that the Jerusalem temple should be rebuilt, and the people were so anxious to build about it. But there come Samaritans, but who at first offered a help to build the temple, but it was their adversaries. The Samaria was once occupied by Israel, but the Assyrians overthrows Samaria, and many of the Assyrians are living there. And then those Assyrians are practicing mixing the way of Israel. Those who dwell there in Samaria are Assyrian, and then they have they have a mixed culture. Some of the Israel are still there, but they are practicing a mixed system, and they are partly following the way of Israel, and they are partly following the way of the Assyrian. So actually, they're trying to help in building Jerusalem, but on the other hand, it is the adversaries of Judah, adversaries of God's people. So they say that the people of Judah doesn't accept your help. So when they say, "Oh, we don't need your help," when they say that, so the people of that Assyria, the people of the Samaritans, start fearing that, oh, these people must start building a strong city, and then they try to stop their city by any means. Here, now King Darius are saying, King Darius, they send a letter to King Darius that this Jerusalem city should not be rebuilt. Here they have been saying that this Jerusalem city is once is a rebellious. The city is a rebellious city. They made all the countries to pay tribute, like toll, tribute, and customs beyond the river. It says, and when the matter was heard to King Darius, the search was made, and they find, and then they searched the history, and it was so in the past times, like King Saul, David, and Solomon, and all this history shows that this Jerusalem was once the strongest nation. So they made, so King Darius also anxious, King all curious again that, oh, if they start rebelling against the Middle Persians empire, it will be great trouble. So here in Ezra 4:2 it says this: Give ye now commandment to cast this man to cease, that the city be not builded until another commandment shall be given from me. So here, so King Darius issued another decree that there should not work, nobody should work until another commandment has been given from the king. So during this time, the people are feeling discouraged and start saying, "Oh, the time is not come for the house of the Lord to build," and people are not concerned about building of Jerusalem temple again, and they are saying, "Oh, the time is not right. Maybe we have to wait for another time," and it's going on like this, continuing like this, but God is saying to them, why are you neglecting the work of building the temple, and then you are dwelling in a nice house, we can say, nice house in a sense. The people are living the works of Jerusalem temple. They build their own houses. They stay in a sealed house. They stay in a fine house, nice house. So God is saying to them, why are you making the temple to lie in waste, and then you're building your own house? Is it time for you to dwell in just nice palaces in your house and then leaving the house of God ruined like this? So it is experiencing, it is a time that uh, discussion is going on, and the prophet Haggai has been saying to them. So the people are experiencing shortage in everything when they left the work of the Lord. And then they have been shortage in rain, they have shortage in grain harvest, rain harvest, and however they want, they cannot, even if they are not satisfied, or something still needed to be done until they works the Lord, until they do the work to the Lord. They cannot satisfy of what they have. Here is it like this in Ezra 5:5. But the eyes of their God was upon the elders of the Jews, and they could not cast them to sea till the matter came to Darius, and then they returned answer by letter concerning this matter. Here, now, among the elder of the Jews, they have a discussion going on what to do and how to do, and they cannot raise, they cannot, because God is moving upon their heart, moving upon their mind, so they cannot raise until the work of God is done. So there, the people have been inquiring, asking the king. So we are building a temple because of the order of the King Cyrus order. So King Darius, who also are working under King Cyrus, they are searching documents about the government of the Cyrus, and it was found. Here, Darius made a search, and it was found regarding the government of the Cyrus. And in the government of the King Cyrus, it says, the work of the temple, also the expenses of the temple have to be given by the king house. So everything here, every expense to be borne by the kings. So Darius held them out. Darius, King Darius, whatever the expenses that had to be made, and the temple was completed successfully. Here, from this story, I want to make a point that are we at any point of time feel insecure to do God's appointed tasks? The care of this world or our dark society sometimes can make us feel uneasy. But we must believe that whatever a good work which our Lord had begun in us, He will complete it in us. Our God is the only person whom we can rely on His promises. Whatever the world is running on, it may seem that the work of the Lord about to fail, but it will not fail. Sometimes in our Christian life, in a Christian walk of life, we may say, oh, something is hopeless, something is too impossible to achieve. And when the circumstances come like this, we need to look unto God. We need to ask God favor, ask God mercies to help us to go on, to move on, so that we can complete our tasks. Here, I want to read Philippians chapter 1, verse 6. Being confident of this very thing, that he which had begun a good work in you will perform it until the day of Jesus Christ. Here, whatever the good work which our Lord Jesus Christ began in our life, He will not give up. He will not say, oh, I'm fed up. God will never say that. He wants to complete in us, and we need to yield to His will. May God bless us, everyone, and may we find strength in His word to do His work, so that our Christian work of life will produce much fruit and will bring glory to His name. May God bless everyone. Thank you.